So what is the last big argument that you guys had between each other?
That's you. I'm not stepping into that.
One of us ended up in jail.
Okay. Why did it end up in jail? Did it get physical?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And-
you have no recollection of it. None.
No, I kind of came to in jail. Like, what's going on? Like,
Welcome to Relationship Audit.
The Relationship Podcast, where we sit down with a new couple every episode and take a look at the ups and downs of their courtship, look at their relationship goals, their intimacy, their communication, give them relationship advice, and so much more. This is not couples counseling. We are not couples counselors. This is Relationship Audit. All right, so let's start with names and ages. We're going to start with you, Jenny.
I'm Ginny, and I'm 51.
Awesome.
I'm Joe. I'm 49.
So 51 and 49. How did you two meet?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yep.
I met him on my couch in my house.
Yep.
Wait. Can you elaborate?
Okay, so it was all digital, and then the first time you met him was in your house?
He came to my house, and I was on my couch, sick, in pajamas.
Yeah, but that's not exactly how it happened.
Yes, please.
So
Yes.
I had just got a divorce,
Okay.
and my ex-wife left our home as a Christmas gift because it was December 25th. So
She's
pretty
like,
good. So I was like, okay, so now what? After 23 and a half years,
Wow.
cheated, and that's it. So
Oh,
I was
wow.
trying to rebuild my life and get to know people and whatever. So I started working out and, taking care of yourself. And I was going through a lot. So whenever I went on Facebook, because I had to sell something on Marketplace or whatever, I saw her posts. And she had the best timing ever. And if I was feeling down, she would make me laugh. And if I was feeling like rage, she would be like, "I'll relax." But she didn't know me, and she was just posting stuff, and it just had the best timing.
so you met her through Marketplace. Was she selling something?
No,
that
not a Marketplace, on Facebook. But you have to log into Facebook to go to Marketplace. So whenever I got
Gotcha.
there, I saw my feed, and it was always her constantly.
Oh, gotcha.
So-
Mutual friends or some sort
No.
of group you were in?
No idea. She added me, so I think she
Oh.
liked my dog. I had a poodle that has pink ears, dyed pink ears.
Yeah.
So I think that's what made her add me, because she normally has to delete people. She has 5,000
Oh, wow.
friends, and a couple of weeks ago, right? Her kid was like, "Hey, Mom, I tried adding you, and can you get rid of some of those guys? Because I'm your kid and I can't get there, right?"
Right.
So, yeah. Well, that's how it started. So I texted her through Facebook a couple of times. She never got back to me, and then at some point she posted the music she was listening to, and it caught my eye that on Pandora she was listening to Piano Man, of course, from Billy Joel. Billy Joel came to town, and I bought a couple of tickets on offer, something like that. And I had no one to go with, so I took one of my kids. I have two kids. And I took the 21-year-old kid with me, and he was like, "You're such a..."
You could say it.
No, I'd rather not, because
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
continue. But come on, can't you get someone to go out on a date with you? You're like a 13-year-old girl more than like a man. So grow a pair and
Yeah.
get some. So I just told him, you know what, go check out something. I'm gonna do it. So I just texted her, and she was like, "I would have been delighted, but I have plans." She was in the couch doing nothing. But,
Oh, she was playing the hard to get.
but I got there.
Wasn't playing. I didn't want to be bothered.
And of course, Piano Man talks about making love to a tonic and gin. So I had to buy one. It was double, and it hit really hard. So I got kind of happy. And when we went to buy the T-shirts and the merch, so you can have something to be remembered by, that's when I bought her one. I texted her, "Hey, I bought you one." She couldn't be bothered.
You were very persistent.
I tried a couple of times more, and it got to a point at which it was like, yeah, you know what, this is not gonna work. She's obviously not interested, so to hell with it. So I just texted something like, "No, it was your birthday, because the
My
concert
50th.
was in February 26th, if I'm not mistaken. Her birthday is on March the 3rd. So she said, I'm going to jump from the stratosphere bungee thing. I was like, cool, let's do it. And I was trying to, and again, nothing. So at some point I just said something like, yeah, I don't see the bungee jumping happening anytime soon, and you're clearly not interested. So I do have a t-shirt from the concert in my car in the trunk with, I don't know, all the crap I got for your birthday. I know you're not interested, so just let me know. Should I drop it off at your office? Give it to the first homeless guy I see with a dog? Because I'm like, done, right? And weirdly enough, that's when she answered.
He made me feel bad.
She answered somewhere along the lines of, you know what? I feel like crap and I'm sick, and so we're starting talking about the sickness and whatever. And I ended up buying her some food because she was like, I want my mom, and yeah, the extortionist got.
I wanted to see how serious he was.
Yeah.
So like I made him go to Zuba's and get me, I think the only one at the time was...
It was tomato soup and what was
grilled
it?
cheese with
and grilled
tomato.
cheese.
That sounds so good right now.
I know, right?
So I just went and bought that and went to her place, and that's why she said we met in her couch. That's it.
Ginny, I would love to hear that story, but from your perspective.
Please.
Yeah, you extortionist?
Oh gosh. Well, I've been single for a long time, and a lot of people will reach out on Facebook, especially men, especially in my age group, because everybody's basically, I like to say thirsty, but you know, they're kind of, yeah. So I typically just ignore those kinds of messages. I just don't pay attention. I had no interest in a boyfriend or anything for that
Husband,
matter.
nothing. You were already
Just
over it.
Like, leave me alone. I've got my life together. I'm good. Like, I don't want to be bothered, kind of thing.
Have you been married before?
Should we tell him?
Why not?
Please,
It's
yes,
up to
be
you, not to me.
open.
He's number 5.
Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Okay. Kids from any of the previous?
Yeah, my first marriage was basically my high school sweetheart, if you will. You know, someone I'd known growing up. And I have 2 boys.
Okay.
And they're, Mikey's about to be 29, and my oldest just turned 30. God. I feel like I'm 100 saying that. But yeah, no, so like at first I just kind of was like, oh, he's cute, the dog's cute, the car's nice, like whatever.
Yeah.
As I said,
No
extortionist.
emotional.
Nah.
Nothing emotional
Nah,
there.
not
yeah.
with me. I'm not one of those like emotional people typically.
Unless it's at night and menopause is kicking in, then you should see it. No, sorry, you shouldn't see it. Nobody should have to live through that. It's not.
I've heard it's
not
bad.
nice.
I've
It
heard.
can be,
I've
yeah.
heard.
It's worse for us, but
You're like,
come on, keep going, honey.
no one should have to
got
live
this.
through it. I got you.
That's chapter
You're
2.
not getting it later.
Oh, bird.
Come on.
Okay. So let's see. So how long have you guys officially been dating for?
Dating. We started dating officially on April the 12th last year.
Last year. So about a year-ish. About to come out on a year. Okay.
Yes.
So what initially attracted you to each other then? Did you see something about her that you liked? Like physically on the, or it was more so, I like the post that, or she's
On my side, as I said, her sense of humor, and she always had like the right timing with whatever she posted, right? And I have this theory also about how you should date, or well, how humans are while dating. When you're a kid and you go to the grocery store with your mom, you go and select whatever cereal has the nice car if you're a boy, or the Barbie thing if you're a girl, and you couldn't care less about what kind of crap you're gonna have to eat just to get that car or that Barbie, right?
Right.
Then you grow up a little bit and move out of your kid's place, your
parents'
place, and even though you're still a stupid kid, you get your first chance to do a lot of things, and you go to the same grocery store and you look at the cereal and you're like, okay, mom is not here to tell me what to buy, and I'm too old for this Hot Wheels or Barbie stuff. So you start questioning, what the hell do I really like?
Yeah.
And that's when you start to have a thought process about it, and you have to start kind of trying out the ones you've never tried, which are healthier or better for you and whatever, and don't have the nice fancy box and the toy, right? And at some point you decide, you know what, it's the tackiest one, but the one I like is, I don't know, cornflakes. It couldn't be more plain, but that's my cereal, and that's the one I'm gonna get from now on. Because what's real, what you should really be focusing in is what's inside. It's the content, because that's what you're gonna have to live with,
Right.
not with the box. And the box is great, and sometimes the contents you have come in the best box ever, and sometimes they are just wrapped in the and it's like, okay,
I love
let's use
that.
imagination. But that's how we should be, in my view, that's how we should be dating. So I fell in love with the cereal.
Not
I
the
had
box.
no idea whatsoever what kind of box I had. And it took me like 3 times to meet you, because she was in a robe totally. It's like, I have no idea what the box looks like, to be honest. So, yeah, that was fun.
So then let's do individually. So Jenny, you had mentioned I was done with the dating game, right? I've been married 5 times. I've had my kids.
No, 4. I'm the 5th.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were married 4 times. I was done with this. So before you met him, were you pretty much done? You didn't have any romantic goals beyond that?
None.
Yeah. What about
None.
you, Joe? What about before you met Jenny? Did you have romantic goals after your divorce, or was it just kind of I'm done with the dating scene. I'm done with.
I'm 49. I have no time to waste. I have no idea how much time I have in this earth. So I'm at a point in my life in which I want to have a life partner.
So you did want that before
Yes,
you met
that's
Jenny.
what I wanted.
did.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let's do this then. Relationship goals. Well, first of all, let's set a base for this. You guys are married now?
Yep.
Yep.
When did we get married?
September 5th
Labor
this
Day.
year.
So what was that, about 7 months dating?
Yeah, it's been 7
about
months.
7 months now,
Almost,
yep.
yeah.
So what is our relationship goals for maybe a year from now? Is there anything that we want a year from now? I understand that probably at this point, no more kids are in
No.
the picture.
No more kids.
No.
Yeah, especially if we're
No.
going through
One of
menopause,
the
right?
sexiest things she has is 2 grown men as kids. That's
Yeah.
like, I'm not getting into that stuff anymore. There is no way. No.
Yeah.
No. My
So-
poor liver is too tired to deal with that kind of stuff.
How does the family blend, or is it kind of have the kids met? Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes. How does the
that?
dynamic?
Let's start with this. Do your kids, Joe, like Jenny, and vice versa? Let's start.
Again, care to elaborate? That's on you.
Oh my God, it's so complicated.
Could you talk into the mic, please?
It's
Thank
it's
you.
complicated.
I don't know how to explain that.
Is
I
it-
know you hate your guts. You can't stand Max, and he can't stand you, and we
yeah,
live
but
together,
we
and it's
like
a lot of
each other.
fun.
That's the weird part.
Bec-
We
yeah,
like
because
each other,
you're
but we're
How old is Max?
Who is Max?
I have 2 kids. Max is my oldest. He's 23 now,
Okay.
and Iñaki is the youngest. He's 22.
So 4 boys.
4 boys.
Yep.
Gotcha.
In
And
their
so
20s.
Max doesn't like Jenny?
No, Max is 24.
in April.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be turning 24 in April.
In April. Get it.
April
Okay.
18th.
Get it right. I
Sorry.
didn't birth the child, and I know.
Okay, come on.
So what is that dynamic there? How do we, especially, so I do understand how many kids are living with you right now?
Just him.
Just
and
him.
his girlfriend. And of
Just
course,
him
the
and
2
his
dogs that are kids, but those are not a problem.
Okay.
They are
okay.
not a problem.
So how's the dynamic? Is there issues there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been. We're actually moving
Out this week.
this week because it gets so bad between them as well. They were working together and they had the business together, and it turned into just a really bad idea for those 2 to work together. And Max and I butt heads all the time because we're very much alike. And we're also in the same house that Mom lived in with all of them. So there's that dynamic that was weird moving in there. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
How long between your previous divorce, Joe, and this new relationship?
That depends. Do you want the official date of my divorce?
Basically,
Cause-
when your relationship was done, you knew it was done. It was you guys went your separate ways. Maybe not on paper.
Okay, I knew it was done when she told me that my kid was pregnant like 1 month later. So that's been a while.
Okay.
But
Her face. Your face is like, I get where you're coming from. So is it like a couple months before or like a year?
no. I got married at 24, had my first kid at 25, the second at 26, and I basically suffered through hell because I wanted to be there for my kids
Okay.
and not have them grow without a family, right? So, yeah, that's
So then
basically
let's say officially. When was
But
it
officially, she was, what was it, December
Gotta hear what
25th?
she
That's it?
said. It's crazy.
So it was probably 5 months then, because you met in April, right?
No, we met in March, somewhere in mid-March.
So about 3 to 4 months. Then.
Yeah, the thing is, even though I had been married 23 and a half years, as I said, I had previously checked out basically like after 4 months of marriage. I met my first wife and we started dating, and 5 days before our 3rd month anniversary, we got married. Not the best idea.
No.
So yeah, that's how it happened.
So and your kids, Max and your other child, they're having trouble dealing with the new situation, maybe?
Not at all.
No.
No, because that's her mother. So that what I'm describing, it. You ask me when did my relationship end? My relationship was pretty much doomed after.
He's talking
after
more
the
about
3
like the
months. So
Christmas, like
my
when
point
she was
is,
finally
in December,
left the house. I
in
think.
December of last year, 2021. That's when she left my place.
Okay.
And she already had a boyfriend, which I didn't know. That's the date I realized she had a
Okay.
boyfriend. That's exactly why she got kicked out of our place.
Gotcha.
That's another fun story.
I might ask about that in a
He's
second.
unreal. Like he's
Yeah.
not a real person. He's an internet Facebook person.
Scammer that has
and
probably got about $250,000 now.
You're
Basically
lying.
everything. Yeah,
For real.
it's
So from my understanding, your wife left you for a scammer.
no. I kicked her out because
You kicked her out for a scammer.
Because I kicked her out. In theory, I asked for a divorce.
Yeah.
A couple of times before, and she was like, nah, not interested. So I'm guessing she realized we're done. It's finally happening, because to be honest, I was on board with having a friend and a life companion that I got along with. And apparently she wasn't right. So
She was just there.
she was just there looking for something else. And she's got this gorgeous looking 10-year-old younger boyfriend that I think she's never met.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Maybe catfish.
you look at him and it's like, I don't know, if you blended up Thor and Captain America.
Oh,
Okay, that's
And
okay,
almost
okay.
too perfect, right?
Almost too perfect.
Yeah, it's like, and she's dating you.
Right.
You're 10 years older. Why?
And you guys haven't met in person.
It's
and-
weird, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what happened. So I kicked her out on, as I said, on December 25th.
Okay.
And it took me, I'm guessing, about a month and a half to kind of bounce back, because it was more about the failure of not having achieved the life goal of being with someone and
course,
having a
especially
family or
after
whatever.
24
Because
years,
to
yeah.
be honest, we were only friends at that point. Remember when you asked me, how long since you have had sex? And I was like, 8 years. No, I made the math. I did the math. It was probably about 5 years. So
Wow.
yeah, so that kind of gives you
Yeah.
an idea, right?
Of course.
So I wonder then why your kids are struggling a little bit with it.
My kid and her are really similar in a lot of ways.
So some butting of heads.
So there's some stuff that he does, and it's cool if he does it, but if she does it, it's not that cool.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's
So how do we handle that dynamic? I guess by
We
moving out.
move.
Yeah.
move out.
Yeah.
Because I
That's
was
the
like,
way of handling it. Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
it.
we have to move.
Good
I
for
can't
you
do
both.
this anymore. Like I just can't.
And I think,
Yeah.
honestly, that could also strengthen your relationship.
Definitely.
Sometimes just being in the same household, it's not, especially if you have the same personalities or the same strong head. Yeah.
Well, and I told him that you know, when we move, it's going to help their relationship as
Yeah.
well, because they fight 24/7.
Okay.
Yeah.
They argue 24/7, whether it's about the, you know, money for
Yeah, but
this
we're
got sold,
we're
or no, I
Spaniards, so
bought
that's-
that, or
that's
I,
how it is.
no.
You're
My
just
dad's half
loud
Spanish,
and-
half Italian, and trust me, I've seen it. Yeah, I get the, you know, being over the top with your emotions and the whole thing, but it's like you guys fight over everything, and you look for stuff to fight with him.
So that's also
not
kind
like-
Like the garbage thing today. Like, oh, he couldn't have just looked at it. I told him, and then you got all mad. I'm
You're,
like, really?
you're 5 feet away from the trash can, and you're asking me, did you take it out? Can't you just
But he's
look at it?
nitpicking at everything now. It's like because they're not doing the business thing together, they can't argue about that any longer.
So
So now
something
he's
new.
finding other things to like, and I'm like, no, father-son relationship. He's to the point that his son Max is to the point now where he's ready to be on his own.
Yeah, at 24, and that's why the butting
it's
of heads.
time
Yeah, yeah.
to move
Yeah.
on, and I know that their relationship is going to get amazing.
Of course.
The minute we're out of there,
Yeah.
it's going to be amazing.
I could see that because I'm
Yeah.
sure you. Care
They're
so
very
much for
close.
you
He's an
guys.
amazing father, like
Wow.
amazing
Yeah.
father.
So how about your other son's relationship with Jenny? Is that fine?
Nah, they get along pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and what about your kids, Jenny? Like Joe?
What do you mean? Like
You have
Mikey.
2 children, right?
I do. Yeah.
And do they like the
One I
relationship?
never
Do they
met.
like
Well, you met him on
Yeah.
video.
Video call
He's
once,
in
like 2
upstate New York.
minutes.
My oldest
Okay, okay.
lives upstate New York, and actually Joe flew me before we were even dating. He paid for me to go because my dad's passing,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry to hear that.
Sorry.
he's in Connecticut. And then my son is up in upstate New York, and I never got to meet my granddaughter either because of COVID and all that. So he bought the ticket, rented me a car while I was there. Like
See,
he got me
extortionist,
there.
I told you.
He did. He got me up there, and so I called him from my son's house with the video on Facebook and all that. But no, they've never physically met. And then my youngest son, I'm not going to get too much into his
Sure,
issues,
sure.
but he's tried to help with those issues, and it's an ongoing process, but they get along.
Okay. It sounds like you guys are definitely taking those steps and effort to like really blend the family to the best of ability.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're grown adults, so it's not like you have a bunch of little kids running around.
Right, thank God.
Is that an important thing for your relationship in your eyes? Like, would that be a deal breaker if someone, what your kids just absolutely couldn't stand? Would that be a deal breaker?
Absolutely not.
To be honest,
I've done my time.
Mm.
No, I've
Yeah.
done my time. It's time for me to be happy.
Yeah.
And I know he and I've had the conversation. He feels the same.
yeah,
way,
to be honest, I was in a hell of a marriage, as I've said before, for 23 years. So I know having kids is a life sentence without parole, but it's like, couldn't I be downgraded to the regular place instead of the maximum security? All I want is,
Why not?
You've been watching too.
as I said, I had a
much Orange is
kid
the
when
New
I
Black.
was
He's binge watching.
when I was 25, and the second when I was 26. So if you do the math,
Yeah. You were 25.
whenever they're able to fly by themselves, that's something I always liked. I'm not young by any means, but I'm not that.
No, you're not that.
No.
No.
I'm still kind of. I think I still have something to offer, and we could still have fun and make a life together and get crazy and do weird stuff to each other.
So let's do relationship goals then. So we're moving out, right? We
Yep.
got married already. Is there a 1-year goal? We want to have done something in this relationship. We want to have achieved something a year from now. If not, let's talk long term. Let's talk 10 years. Where are we at in this relationship?
As long as we're married, having as much fun as sex as we're having. I'm perfectly cool with it.
Okay, real quick. You want to stay married? That's
The idea, at least for me, was looking for a life partner.
Yeah.
perfect.
In fact, I told her I'm not here to get laid or anything. If that's, come on.
Yeah.
You already
There's
went
more
5
to
years
life.
without
There's
it.
more
You
to
could
life.
you could do another 5.
He's a sex camel.
No,
I mean, after his history.
no, but my point was that I want someone to grow old with and to be happy with and to be there. It's nice to have someone to go through all life throws at you, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically what I was looking for. I think she didn't believe it at first. She was like, everybody says the same thing. Yeah, I know, but some of us are not the same. So
This is your woman. For
You
the
don't
rest-
want a divorce.
No, I never wanted to divorce.
Of course. So, Jenny, this is number 5. Are you approaching this one differently
Yes.
in any way? And if so, could
Every
you,
way.
Yeah. Could you tell me a little detail on that?
Well, with him, it's been different than with anyone I've ever been with, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's just something completely different here and the feelings are different. There's a connection that I never had before.
Wow.
And I'm more willing to be open with him about stuff and tell him things and talk about things, even the hard things, like even when I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, the things that scare you to talk about, like, oh, what are they going to think if I say this, or
And he's just so open with you and this,
yeah, and I've felt safe enough to talk to him about these things, and
Wow.
that has made a huge difference. He's turned me into quite a mushy human being compared to I'm like more like.
I didn't turn you into anything.
You've made me.
You were a coconut. You were mushy inside, but the thing is, you have this outside appearance of a badass.
So
I
it's
have no
brown
idea
and-
who
it's
you're
brown
trying
and
to
hairy on
impress.
the outside, apparently, and
But
I'm a
if you turn
boring
it-
cornflake. I'm a boring box of cornflakes.
Apparently,
Actually, it's funny because Joe, that's what I get from you. The more I talk to you, I see like a hard exterior, but you're
Yeah.
super sensitive. I can kind of.
Oh,
Super
he
sweet,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, he's yeah.
It's a lot.
This is what you've been looking for.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's what I've been looking for, and I didn't even know I was looking.
All right, we'll dive in a little bit more into that in a little bit because I'd like to know more details there. But let's talk some compatibility questions. Let's talk communication. A scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your communication style with your partner? 1 to 10. I'm gonna start with you, Jenny.
I'm not always the best communicator.
Okay.
So if you're talking about my communication,
Oh,
In
as a
general,
couple.
as a
I'm sorry.
couple?
Yeah. How would you guys rate your communication?
we're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're way up there. I'd say like an 8 or a 9.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, there's always room for improvement. There's always, like, don't ever fool yourself that there's not, because there's always room to improve.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're up there.
How about you, Joe? 1 to 10.
I feel like we talk about absolutely everything,
Mm-hmm.
and there's been some weird conversations in there, so I'm pretty sure.
Very weird, because we're not young, so we've had
Yeah,
some
we have a lot of
experience and
baggage on both sides, right?
Yeah,
so
we've
there's
got
been some
some
weird
things to
stuff
work
in there
through,
that's
yeah.
not nice or easy to
Yeah.
to
Communicate
talk
with
or even be able to open up about something that's hurtful point.
yeah.
So yeah, I would say we're really good in communication.
he knows things that nobody knows.
Really?
So on your
Things
part,
I've never talked about.
on
Yeah,
your
in fact, I've never had this level of communication with
Me
anyone
neither.
before.
Really?
No,
If
I haven't either.
If I had to say what number the best I've done so far is this, so I would give it a 10.
wow.
I'd love to know why you feel that this one is better than any other that you've had before. Yeah, but you were married once, and you've told me a lot of your issues with the previous marriage. So more so, I'd be curious, Jenny. You've had 4 marriages before. Why is this one? Why is this one better than the other 4? It's not embarrassing. It's not.
I don't know. Well, even that, like when I say I'm embarrassed about my marriages, he'll go, but that's a good thing you knew to get out.
Yeah.
You didn't stay.
Yeah.
You're not stupid. Like, you didn't stay around in a bad marriage.
Well, and you know what says a lot about you, I think, is after that 4th one, and maybe previously before, you said, I'm not looking for something else. It just happened, this one. So that says a
Yeah.
lot about you, too. It wasn't like, oh, next marriage, no, it just,
Right.
it kind of happened, and it was a guy that was super persistent. And
He was, too.
Yeah.
No, he was.
Yeah, and
Oh my
look at
God.
it. Look at it now. You guys seem great. So I
Yeah.
would like to know though why this communication though is better than the previous 4.
Yeah.
Because he makes me feel safe.
Okay.
When I talk about things with him, I don't feel like I'm going to be attacked or that he's going to use it later in an argument.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
That is a big one. Just always knowing that I'm going to say something and they're going to bring this up 3 months from
Right.
now.
If you bring that up in an argument with me, then I'm going to shut down immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes you go, I don't
I'm
wanna
never
talk
going to
to
tell you anything else because now I know, and I don't say anything about it. I just don't do it anymore. I stop sharing.
I love that you said that though.
I
That is a very big one that
Yeah.
we had to kind of discuss, and not just with her, but other relationships in my life, that if I say something and this comes up 3 months from now, I
Right.
will never want to talk to you about personal stuff ever again.
Correct.
And not even in any type of relationship, whether it be with my mom, whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's just like you create this like this shelter where you can't you know that they're gonna come after you in your most vulnerable time.
Yeah.
And they attack you, and then you get shut off.
Yeah, once it happens, it's like it just literally makes you just take 10 steps back, and then you're like, okay, next time we don't
I'm not going
give
to
that
share.
information that can be used against me, because it's like, why would I give you ammunition for later?
Exactly.
That's
I
awesome.
love that you pointed that out.
Thanks.
I do.
So we're going to start with you, Joe. So what would you identify as Ginny's main strength and then her main weakness?
When I describe her to anyone that has never met her, my mom has never met her, for example. So she asked me, how is she? Is she beautiful? Is she, I'm like, okay, she's strong. She's smart. She's funny. She's also beautiful, but that's not that important, right?
It's not,
Because
no.
as I said, it's the cereal. And I bought cereal before that I thought that was for life, and I loved that cereal. I didn't realize it was stale. So this time I made sure that
Your analogy.
everything was okay.
Yeah, they're good.
So, yeah, that's all I can say. I fell in love with her without even knowing her. So,
So her strength is.
I guess if I had to tell what her strength is, it's that she's really, really strong as a human being. She's survived through a lot. She's a fighter. The only issue is I don't think you want to be one, but life forced her to be one, right? So that's kind of
Yeah.
screwed up, but that's her strength. And of course, she's that I always come back to the sense of humor, because that's a defense mechanism, I guess. But she has a really nice view of life. Even when you're going through the weirdest moments, she always comes out with some stupid joke and just cracks you up, and it lightens the mood. And that, to me, that's really helpful. Yesterday we were going to what was it, Smith's?
Oh my God.
And we just started like, hey, honey, you need the laxative. They're right here.
Because I was looking for laxative. I'm like, but we were in a Smith's and it was a different Smith's than what we go to
Yeah.
normally. So everything was kind of not even just backwards. It was just not all in the same places at all.
Yeah.
So he's like, he thought he'd be a smart aleck and say, oh, the laxative's over here. You know, there's a bunch of people. And they all turned around and I'm like, okay, I don't even turn red. I don't skip a beat. I said, yeah, and your hemorrhoid cream for that giant hemorrhoid on your anus is right over there. Then we get by the liquor aisle and I said, honey, stop looking at that. I said, you need to go to your AA meeting apparently. And the guy standing there was like,
Yes. You guys
Okay.
definitely
he
remember.
just looked down like he was like, I don't want to be here. And the guy dude just like
So punch, counter punch. All right. So she's strong. She's smart. She's funny. What would you identify as a weakness?
you can be honest.
Your
Please.
weakness.
My kryptonite. We know what that is.
Something you would like her to be able to improve upon that would make your relationship even better.
Quit smoking.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a selfish thing, but I want you to be healthier so we can hike and we can kayak and we can go places that we're not going to be able if you keep smoking. Again, I have no issues with it, but
right now.
I have no issues with you smoking, but I would selfishly like for you to quit
Yeah.
so I can get more time with you.
That's beautiful. I mean, and that's very vulnerable for him to share, because I know it's hard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he says it in all the right areas. That's awesome.
Any response to that?
I'm not quitting.
If not, I could.
Yeah,
No.
nothing really.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Jenny, Joe's main strength, main weakness that you identify.
Okay. There's a lot of strengths.
Your main
Your
priority,
favorite.
yes.
This is something that sets him apart from your previous relationships. Like, this is what I like most about Joe.
The fact that he gets up so early in the morning and starts his day. No, I'm just kidding.
Is he driven maybe? The drive?
Okay, I know. Okay, so he makes things happen.
Okay.
And he doesn't just say he's going to make things happen, he does them.
Okay. So he makes things happen. All right.
Follows
Biggest
through.
weakness that you would identify. That if he could improve upon, it would make the relationship better.
Don't get mad. Okay. I think actually I know sometimes you get a little too over involved in other people, like too critical. You were like, yeah, but I already knew this was going to be like that, and I'm like, but it's my prerogative to do so. But there are instances where where he oversteps, I guess, and gets too involved, and you get aggravated with things that aren't in your control.
The thing is, if you love someone, you try to avoid them pain in
Yeah.
any way, shape, or form. So
know-
you see someone screwing it up, and you're like, hey, and it kind of frustrates you that you see them going over a bump and they're gonna hit their face against the ground, and you're seeing everything happening before it happens because you've been there, done that. And sometimes it's hard to stop yourself from
You want to avoid it.
from trying to help them avoid it, right?
You got to take your claw marks out of it and just let it be sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but
And
the thing
true.
is, it's if I let you crash into it, I'm still gonna have to deal with the fact that you crashed, and I could
And you
have
don't want to. You
avoided
don't want
it.
that.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
So you know, it's funny you say that because I'm the same exact way when it comes to that. Like I try to just fix. But at the end of the day, they're still going to be frustrated. And that honestly ignites them.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
the
get
thing
the
is,
opposite
it's-
effect, and then
it's
you
a
have
re-
to deal with the person who's very angry with your actions and what you've just done, because it's like, hey, give me my space to mess up.
But
Let me figure this out.
I get
Like,
it's a really stupid position, but again, you're looking at someone that's gonna get hurt, and you love them. You don't want to get hurt, so you try
Exactly.
to step in, and they're like, okay. So anyway, it's a catch-22. There is no way to get.
So technically what he's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys have a day off. You guys want to enjoy the day. And something happens, and you're like, oh, and he steps in, maybe a little too much than he should have.
Can I get an example from you of a situation like this?
well, like even today with the garbage cans with his son, he was talking to Max, and they were outside by the garbage cans, and we had taken the garbage out and brought the cans back in, and I guess Max had said, did you take them out?
No.
Whatever.
I was in the garage. He was outside in the yard next to the trash cans. He went with his girlfriend and a couple of friends yesterday to Zion National Park.
Yeah.
They told us at probably 9 p.m., hey, we're going to just go there tomorrow, so could you please return this stuff somewhere, because otherwise it's going to cost me some money, and that's it. So they left everything a mess in the garage because his SUV was full, so he just unloaded all the crap in there without any regard for anybody else. He takes off, comes back, and he's like, did you return my stuff? Yes, of course. Okay, great. Goes out. Again, I'm in the garage. He's all the way in the other side of the house. It's not that big, but anyway, it's the other side. He's like, hey, why didn't you take the trash out? What makes you think I didn't take the trash out? Come on, I'm seeing the trash cans here. And it's like, I'm feeling attacked, right? So, of course, I attack back. And I'm like, hey, moron, you're 5 feet away from it. Why the hell don't you first check whether it's full or not? Because I'm not you. I take the trash out, and after the garbage truck gets it, I put them back in. That's the part you're missing. I did absolutely everything without having to be told what to do. So, relax. By then he's like, so I get all riled up, and you made a mess in the garage. So that's how it goes.
Day.
So Jenny, how would you have preferred that he had approached that?
We were talking about it earlier too, because Max had brought some stuff in the garage when he left, and now we cleared out a space in there so that we can move, because he has all his toolboxes in there, and they're big, they're massive. So we have to move all this stuff out of the garage. Well, Max had put all the stuff out of the back of his car in front of all the things we have to move, and it's just junk. It's just all clogging up the works. We can't take pictures for eBay, nothing.
Yeah.
So he was all pissed off, and I said, listen, we're leaving in a few days, so let's leave on a great note. Like, just ask him nicely, like, hey, we're moving in a few days. Can you not leave things there, because we have to pack. We are going to have to literally physically move all this stuff, and if we have to move everything around your junk, it's going to be harder. Can you not do that just for a few days, please? Then you can do whatever you want when we leave, right? No.
Not my style.
No. Nope, dug right in. So, yeah.
Is this something that puts like pressure on the relationship?
Major. That's why we're moving. I told him I can't deal with it. I can't live with it.
More so, but is it more, is there certain triggers, like if you're getting away from your son, will that happen a lot less, like this critical of others or quick to anger, maybe, as you kind of put it?
I think so,
Yeah.
They just, they're at that point. See, I had my kids even younger than he did. So mine have been out of the house quite some time. So I've already gone through what he's going through, which is he's going to be an empty nester 100% now. And that's a hard place to be because I've been there. It hurts. It's
That's weird.
confusing and it hurts and it's hard to let go. And that's what he's going through. But the hard part is when he comes upstairs after fighting with Max and you can see the stress on him.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. It's not healthy. We're not 20. So that kind of stress is not good for you.
And it puts a strain on the relationship.
It does, yeah, because then he comes upstairs and he's like, Max did this and Max said that and Max stole the money and he did this and that and the other. And then he wants me to get along with Max.
Gotcha.
And I'm a grown up, so I know, reasonably, like, this is my husband venting. But there is also that component that I'm a human being. And when he tells me these things, it sticks in your brain, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard
and
not to sour that. Yeah.
Hard for me to not. It makes it hard for me to, like,
compartmentalize.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm usually very good at that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's difficult when that goes on because
Gotcha.
a lot of times Max is in the wrong.
Okay.
He just is.
Yeah.
But then I try to, like, calm him down, like, okay, well, maybe we handle it like this, or Yeah,
Okay.
it's just something I'd rather not have to deal with at this point in my life and his life. And
A few more days.
but yeah,
more
as you can
days.
tell, it has been a strain.
Okay. Gotcha. So, do you guys feel, let's start with you, Jenny. Do you feel valued and respected by Joe? And then if so, give me an example in the last week where he made you feel valued or respected.
And you can edit this, right? So I told because I could tell jokes all day long. But yeah, I don't want to. Absolutely, yeah. I wouldn't be there. I would not be there. And an example of it?
Yeah, the last
Let's just say in the last week or last few weeks where you really felt like, oh, okay, yeah, he values me, he respects me.
I can't think of anything specific because it's
Sure.
all the time.
Sure.
Honestly, it's daily. It's not.
It's just those small things.
He opens the door for me every day,
There you go.
and the car door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been like from day one, and he still does it. And like if he forgets or I forget, we kind of.
Nah, you didn't like it at first.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I was walking towards the door and she'll open the door and I was like, chivalry isn't dead. You're murdering it right now.
Yes.
Close that stupid door. Get the hell away from there and allow me. Because it's funny how you're, the chivalry is dead. You're a bunch of assholes. No, we're not assholes. You're just
Too quick to
Nope.
get out of the car.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Joe? Do you feel that Jenny respects you and values you? And then give me an example that she's made you feel valued or respected.
She just did.
Okay.
She was just talking about how much stress I bring into a relationship with all my crap and all the baggage I bring to it. And she could easily say, you know what, this is too much for me. I didn't sign up for this. Or
Yes.
go figure it out or something like that. And she's been patiently waiting till all the dominoes fall in place so we can move out. And that's happening.
Awesome.
And to me, that's what you need, right? It's not about what you say. It's about what you do. I don't need her to say anything. Remember that time we were eating? We were at your apartment. One of her friends was there. His kid was there. I was there, and she cooked. So she cooks this meal. I don't know what it was. She serves 4 plates, and the only one that finishes absolutely everything in the plate is me. And the other 2 are like, yeah, this is great, and it's amazing, and whatever. And she turns to me and says, hey, you haven't mentioned whether you like it or not. Did you like it? I'm like, it's not about what you say, it's what you do.
Look
This
at my
couple
plate.
of hypocrites are like, yeah, you're the best cook in the world, but they're leaving half of the stuff you serve them. I finished everything, and I even got the second round, so that should tell you I loved it. Now you need to hear it. Cool. I will also vocalize it, right? But
Okay.
to me, it's actions, not words. And
Yeah, like
that's
little
what she
things
did.
like making the bed for the other person, or you
Shrinking
know-
your clothes because I did laundry and I didn't know it was.
I think he did that on purpose, so he doesn't have to do laundry though. I think it's very clever.
Looks really sexier now. That's a miniskirt.
Let's shrink the clothes just a tad bit. Oh, you did it because you wanted them tight on my body.
That's
Okay.
it.
You could have just fed me more. That would have been more fun.
No, I'm cheap. That's more expensive.
All right. So big questions here then. And so let's start with you, Jenny. Why Joe? Just that simple of a question. Why Joe?
When he put his arm around me, that was it. That was it. It was instant.
And why is that?
I can't explain the feeling. It was weird. Yeah, we were coming out from breakfast, and he put his arm around me. We were walking back to the car, and it was just like this. What the hell was that? You know?
Yeah.
It felt right.
Yeah. It felt better than right. It was
Wow.
weird because I did not expect that.
Okay. Joe, how about you? Why Jenny?
I don't know. I love everything about her. And as I said, I was looking for a life partner.
Yeah.
Our first date was kind of weird because I didn't know we were on a date.
Oh, okay.
So, remember I told you I was like, this girl is not interested, so to hell with it. So I opened up my profile on Facebook, which I've never really used. And I was shocked that I never got any reply from her or anything, not even a go to hell, right? So I asked my kids, hey, what's going on? And they took one look at my Facebook profile and they're like, dude, you're a ghost. You've never used it for anything. You have 4 posts and you've been in Facebook for 15 years.
You're probably not real.
You look fishier than my mother's virtual boyfriend. Come on. So I started posting all my stuff in there in the hopes of anyone that would like my profile on Facebook dating thing so that they could see I'm a real human being and I'm not a serial killer or a weirdo or
You and the cereal.
whatever, right? But well, my point is I started posting all the stuff to get validated by the Facebook gods. And I opened my profile on the dating thing on Facebook. I got like 7 hits. They asked me, do you have a crush on someone? I said, here. She had nothing. So I thought, okay, let's move on. And I was trying to talk to some of these girls and well, girls, they were all of them were in their 50s. But while trying to talk to all of these girls, I was saying, hey, what I'm looking for is something serious, right? So the first time I realized we were on a date, I showed her everything and I was like, sorry, I'm going to tell them that I'm not interested anymore because since day one, I felt like this weird feeling of belonging, like being home. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it was weird as hell because it's never happened. But when I'm with her, I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be at. So
Great way to describe that's the way I felt that day.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's so weird that even after basically 1 year of being together, if we're in the same room, we can't sleep if the other one is not in the bed. And someone gets up to go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. and you're like, hey, what happened?
Every
Okay,
night.
it's her. And she comes back and then we go back to sleep. It's weird, but it's it's like that.
Connected.
Yeah, very.
Connected.
That's awesome. So let's see. Let's do values. Do you guys share? Do you guys have any values that you hold very dear to your heart? Be it I'm a Christian or I'm this political affiliation or
He's a pastafarian.
whatever it is.
No, it's real.
Or how we're going to blend our families, whatever it may be. Do you guys hold any values like that is super important that your partner must have for it to be successful?
We actually talked about all that.
Perfect.
Like the first month, I think
That's
we
good.
were
Oh,
together.
that's
It's almost like
really
we
good.
knew immediately. He was the one that always pushed those conversations because I'm one that, with serious conversations, I get really but
I was
we
looking for a life partner, not to
did.
fool
We
around
went
with someone. I
over,
had no
like,
time to
literally
waste.
religion
Yes.
and build, like how we're going to spend money.
Finally, somebody that does that. Okay,
No, 'cause
good.
that's
good.
important.
We were fast, but we were thorough.
Yes.
So
Again, we're not in our 20s, so
Right.
we have
We've
no
been to
idea
the rodeo
how much
before.
time we have left. So we got to go through the weeds.
yeah.
Cut the weeds.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We were like, okay, how about religion? How about politics? And we couldn't be further away on politics, for example.
All right, then let me delve into that. You don't have to be
Hugely.
specific. How do you guys manage that then? If one of you is far right, one of you is far left, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be specific. How do you guys deal
I'm
with
not
that?
political.
Oh, you're not.
I don't deal with it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, and you are political.
Very.
Or,
Yeah, really.
So that's actually really great that we have you two on because we want to know the dynamic on that.
Yeah.
Like, he's very political, meaning that he values that a lot, and you don't have a say in much with what's going on because it's not your interest. How do you guys go about?
Does that cause any conflict?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's, for me,
Once it did.
it's more of a conflict if I get irritated, like if he starts getting too worked up and talking about it, and I'm like, you need to go talk to somebody else right now because I'm just irritated with this whole conversation. And I just tell him I'm irritated. I don't want to.
Is it because of the interest you don't share, or is it because you don't like what he's saying about it?
No, I just don't know what he's talking about. So I feel like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
I feel like a toddler. Like I'm not educated. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Can we not have this conversation?
And are you fine with that, Joe? Or do you want to be able to vent about whatever it is to her?
The thing is, there's no perfect match
Sure.
for you.
No.
There's
not.
always going to be something
irritated.
missing. And if what's missing is the chance to get angry at each other because you're in the wrong side of the table, I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
get that out of the question.
Of course. Yeah. So it's not an issue. It wouldn't cause issues between you guys.
Not really. Politics, religion,
None of that.
sports.
He went to
I
church with
don't-
me, and he's not religious. He's not
Okay.
at all religious. He went to church with me and my friends one day, and it
Yeah.
was, yeah. So
Awesome.
we just kind of roll with whatever, because like he's saying, at the end of the day, like those things.
I'd rather
At our
live with
age, I
her
think it's
than with
different.
news 24/7, right? So why get into that?
Yeah.
And she's perfect for me in almost every way. So if there's a couple of things here and there that are not
Yeah,
the
of
best,
course.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not perfect either, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking for the perfect girl and find her, you better hope she's not looking for the perfect guy, because otherwise you're screwed, right?
Right. Right. But so there's nothing that you hold so dear that it would mess up the relationship if the other person didn't. No.
No, we had that. We rolled through that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That's great. That's great to hear then. Awesome. So let's talk conflicts then. So what is the last big argument that you guys had between each other?
That's you. I'm not stepping into that.
One of us ended up in jail.
Okay. Okay.
Twice.
Not
Two
one.
times. Y'all have only been together for a year. That's
Wait.
that's 2 jail
He's
sentences.
looking at me. He's looking at me like he knows.
Please
I'm
tell
the
me.
dirty one. I'm guilty.
That's what I said. I'm not stepping into that. That's all you, my dear.
Well, long story short, I have PTSD, right?
Okay.
And I had been on like GaC&x and Zoloft and all kinds of stuff for years. They adjust the medication just a little bit, messed me up pretty good. First time we just thought it was a fluke. Second time we realized it wasn't a fluke.
wasn't a fluke?
But I was a complete psychopath apparently, and I don't really have any memory
Yeah.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I get to do husband beating classes now online every Monday night.
So
They teach you how to get away with it next time.
So why did it end up in jail? Did it get physical?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay.
And
And-
you have no recollection of it. None.
No, I kind of came to in jail. Like, what's going on? Like, I didn't know. Like,
By the way, the
memory of
first time she went to jail, she came back with a right foot broken.
it was broken before I went.
Okay. And the second time she came back
It
with
was the
the other
left
foot
foot broken.
So, believe me, this much. If you broke
Look at his
your 2 feet and had no idea whatsoever what the hell happened, I'm guessing, you really did black out, right?
Right.
No, yeah.
I have no clue how it happened. I literally have no clue.
So is that an issue that whatever it was, whether it was wrong medication, whatever it was, is that something that's gotten resolved so this won't happen again?
Yeah, I know. I stopped seeing the doctor. I'm not taking any more medication for anything ever again, other than like a Tylenol.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. I just was like, no, I'm gonna handle this on my own because that is terrifying.
So how did that affect you then, Joe? Especially the first time, you definitely probably had no idea, right? It probably came out of nowhere, I imagine. How did it affect you in this relationship? You could be totally honest.
How much can I share here?
Oh,
So I have no problem whatsoever. It's up to
Go
you.
for it.
Okay. Remember we said once politics got into it, the first time it was kind of political. So that's what started it. And she basically went crazy all over me, airing our dirty laundry on Facebook.
interesting.
For a guy that didn't share much, I kind of overshared at some point, and she didn't like it. So that's what got us kind of in a
Pickle.
pickle. Yeah, and it escalated, And yep, my kid was the one that called the cops.
I gotcha.
So yeah, it's kind of a weird relationship they have right there. Now maybe you have a little bit more understanding.
Yeah.
No, most
And-
definitely.
okay, and that is why kid probably has somewhat of an issue here.
Yeah, that's why we're kind of
Well,
what's
the
going on.
issues were happening before.
The issues were happening
That
before.
was, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it got to a point after that there is no punches being held back, right? It's
Yeah.
so yeah. The second time, it was basically you and me, but she was totally out of it. You could tell
You
it
could
wasn't
tell.
her
Okay.
because we were celebrating and everything went fine, and suddenly she snapped, and it was like, what the hell? So yeah. We've talked about it, and it shouldn't be an issue because it's not supposed to happen again.
Okay.
And I'm cool with giving it another shot, but we know exactly what's gonna happen next time if it happens again.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be there anymore,
Okay.
right? So
And
yep,
you guys have had that
that's-
conversation then?
Yes, of course.
Many times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, believe me, after someone is in jail and you get back, you have a lot of things to wear out and say, hey, this and this and this and that, and we can either do this or not, right?
Most definitely.
So yeah, we set up some boundaries here and there, and I hopefully we'll be together in 20-something, 30-something years.
Yes.
So I love you to pieces, and yeah,
Me too.
I'm willing to work on it.
Does that scare you?
And if
Jenny,
we've
that-
gone through all of this and haven't split, I'm pretty fucking sure we're gonna go through anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry
You
about
guys
the
are
French,
solid.
but yep.
No, you're
No.
good. Does that scare you, Jenny, or you know it's not going to happen again?
It's not happening again.
Okay.
It was solely the medication that and all the stuff that they.
It was bad. It was
Yeah,
bad. It was
okay.
literally like, and I mean, there's obviously a lot more to it,
Of
but
course.
yeah, it was, yeah, just a bad, just bad. I
Okay.
have no words, really.
Is there certain triggers that he, and you don't have to be specific, have you guys talked about certain triggers that he can avoid that would prevent it, or you really blame it all on the medicine? It wasn't
Me at all.
Yeah, okay.
No, I have
Okay.
I have zero memory. I literally have no memory of any of what happened. None.
Had this happened before before this relationship, or this is something brand new? This had not happened before.
That had never happened with the
Okay.
medication. No,
Okay,
no,
gotcha.
Well, good thing the doctor's no longer in the picture.
Yeah,
no. It's all done.
That's
I'm
good.
like, you know what? Mm-mm.
because you guys seem like you have a great thing going, so I would hate for.
That's exactly it. It's
Yeah.
to me, it's like I'm so much better anyway with the PTSD. Just
Purely.
from us being together in the past year,
Yeah.
I've healed a lot,
Yeah.
like a tremendous amount. So there's really no need for that.
Would you
medicine
the
anymore
healing,
anyway.
the healing, the tremendous amount? Do you put that? Do you because of the relationship?
Well, I'd been in counseling for a long time, therapy for it, and that helped. That I think that the therapy honestly helped get me to the point where I was able to identify when I was starting to feel something, or before the panic attacks would happen,
Yeah.
right? Because I would have really bad where I wouldn't leave my house kind of panic attacks, and the therapy helped. So the stuff that I learned there, once I was with him, I think that prepared me
Wow.
enough to be able to have this relationship. I think everything fell into place the way it was supposed to. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it only took us 50 years.
No big deal.
That's awesome. All right. So, is there any arguments that tend to arise pretty often? Like it's something that just keeps coming back up, or no?
That we need to move.
That you need to move. That you need to move. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
literally, that is a
That's
hourly almost. It was
Really?
an hour. Yeah. So now that we're moving, hasn't. Yeah. I mean, you'll hear us like, I'll kind of like be like, oh, this kitchen's so messy. I can't wait. I'm so happy we're moving. I cannot wait. Now the conversation has changed to more of like, I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a few days, right? A few
Yeah.
days.
Thank you.
next week at some point.
So moving, will that fix a lot of arguments?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it will.
I know it will.
We're
'Cause
not gonna.
if anything, if we keep arguing, that's us. We can't make anyone the enemy or blame
True.
them.
Yeah.
So if there's something wrong with us that we've been projecting
Missing, we'll figure it out
into somebody
now.
else, that's gonna stop. 'cause
I'm
it's
glad
gonna
you
be
said that, 'cause that was
us
my
too
next
and the
question.
I
dogs.
thought we've been
So yeah,
yeah.
Okay. Good. That was my next question. So we're not putting the boogeyman on outside issues. We know those outside issues are the issues, and it should get healthier, or is it going to get replaced by?
There's always going to be internal and
Of
external
course.
issues, but
Yes.
as far as I'm concerned, if you have the balls to be open to think, maybe, just maybe I'm not God and I don't have all the answers and I'm not always right, and you have the strength to say, okay, let's open our hearts, our ears, and our brains to what he or she or whoever it is going to say, and really listen and pay attention and do some soul searching and maybe accept you're screwing it up.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Obviously, both of you have to be in that same place. Otherwise, it's
Doesn't work.
not going to
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Because, for example, my ex-wife, at some point, I talked to her after she was already out and whatever, and I told her, you know what? I'm sorry because I've realized I'm the one to blame. And she didn't even allow me to finish the sentence because I was going to say I'm the one to blame for a lot of our issues, but not all, right?
Right.
So she said, yes, you're totally right. You're the one that's here to blame. And I was like, and that's exactly
Look at her.
Why
she's
this-
why
like,
this
"You're
didn't work.
switching. Why
It's
are you
like-
switching?
No, because I've dealt with so many people in my family that are like that. I'm
Yes.
just
we know.
listen.
We know.
And
they
we all
love you. Just listen.
Yeah, and we
literally-
all
your
think
face
I'm
was
the
like
one
your
that
eye was
has
twitching.
that
That's
is
how
right and
strong
whatever,
you
but you
felt.
got to
Yeah,
be
your eye
able
was
to
like,
listen,
ding,
right?
ding,
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the
So
same
then
way.
I would be interested then. The arguments that have just been because of you two. So not because of Sun, not because of external factors. How would we rate our conflict resolution skills on a scale of 1 to
so
10?
pretty much everything.
They used to be terrible. I mean, not great because we were new, but the longer that we're together, the better we get at that.
Yeah, there's some triggers
resolution.
that you realize you should just remove from your
Yeah.
vocabulary or your way of acting or whatever, and that's
Yeah.
helped a lot.
But I would argue that you guys are still pretty new, right? It's only been a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you guys rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Let's just say forget other arguments that have been caused by other people. Let's just say it was an argument because of something one of you two did.
The thing
How
is,
do
if
we-
you remove the arguments with some other people,
There's really not much.
basically there's nothing left to argue
That's
about.
my fear, though, is maybe it'll get replaced. So I do want to know what your
I've been
conflict.
thinking about that as
yeah.
well.
So I do want to know how you guys rate your conflict resolution skills when something comes up that is between you two, not external factors. So on a scale of 1 to 10. What's a recent argument that
no
you
That's
guys
what
have
I was
had?
just gonna
Yeah.
ask him.
What is a recent argument that you guys have had
What is something recent that we fought about that wasn't
because of someone else?
like a Max issue or
The phone?
this
car?
morning? Oh, the car. We fight about money.
Okay, and we will get there. Let's say that then.
But it's not fighting.
It is. You're used to screaming, fighting with your ex. Like, not. A fight can be just us not
Talking.
agreeing and getting pissed off without yelling.
If you don't get to yell, that means you're thinking and relaxing and controlling yourself. So that's not a fight.
Mm-hmm.
A fight is when you are not holding your punches, right?
No, because you're in your mind thinking, how am I going to win this fight? And I know you are too. Like I am in my
No,
mind.
because there's no winning, honey. My point is,
Yes, there is.
really?
There shouldn't
Because
be.
if I let you win,
See?
I heard win.
Right. I
No,
heard
no,
if
no.
I let you win. See?
my point is, if I restrain myself and let you win, what I'm doing is what happened with my last marriage.
I know.
You're just removing yourself and not letting it escalate, but you're really not solving anything.
What was the question again?
So let's
And
say the car.
On the problem solving thing, I guess we're pretty good because, for example, today we were like, I hate your stupid phone. Go get a different phone, right? You're gonna lose this, and you're not gonna have this capability. But I hate it. Well, so as I said, you tell me exactly which make and model you want. Let's get that. Don't expect me to go to the dark side.
Let's do
But
this. Let's do
that's
this. Have you guys ever felt disrespected in an argument between you two?
Yes.
I think so.
And why is that?
Because she was totally high.
Have we ever called each other out of our names? Have we called each other, I don't know, bitch, whatever, or said I hate you? Or,
2 times with the police, of course.
of course, yeah. When it gets that high, sure. But let's do on the regular. Is that an issue on the regular?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, when I'm about to explode, I remove myself from there, and
Would you agree with
normally in about 20 minutes to
And I
2
know
hours,
the 20 minutes, and
I come back and I
Yeah.
couldn't care less about whatever the hell it was.
So
And
and
I'm
you
the
know
same
that
way.
Just
you
give me
are-
that
Oh, yeah.
space, because if I don't get it, ask her.
it's all bad. Then it's
But
a shouting match.
That's amazing. You know, you give it to him, you respect it. He comes back, talk, good, boom.
It works.
Okay.
That's what I meant when I told you after a while of knowing triggers and whatever.
It's almost like you have to get to know yourself and like where you hit that limit, like to be able to tell the other person, like, hey, like if I could just get 20 minutes to myself when I'm mad, I don't even want to talk to you. I just leave. And then but you have to know yourself. Like for me, I don't know sometimes because especially with the menopause, you don't know it's a hormone. Is this my hormones? Am I really angry? Am I justified? Is this like, yeah. So it's hard. I get confused. I get very confused sometimes.
So yeah, that is where I'm kind of coming from right now. Is I don't want it to, because a menopause is going to go away, right? Max is going to go away. So eventually, I don't want it getting replaced by a new issue and a new issue and a new issue. So that's why I want to see how you guys would rate on a scale of 1 to 10 your conflict resolution skills.
They're actually pretty good if you think about it, because with everything we've been through in the past year, to be as close and still have as healthy as of a relationship as we do, we're doing something correctly.
Yeah.
in that
Okay,
area.
on my side, I'm not really good with numbers in that sense.
Sure,
but
sure.
if you look at what I've just told you, I stayed in a marriage 23 and a half years just to be there for my kids. That tells you how important my kids are to me.
Yes.
And I'm willing to not live with them anymore if that gets me a chance of being with her and being happy without any external
But that also
noise.
tells me,
So
that does tell me also though that you'll put up with a lot.
that's exactly my point. Nope.
You
We have
won't
no-
anymore.
We don't have any kids.
Yes. you
There's
don't.
nothing tying me to this marriage. That's exactly my point. I am free to say, go to hell. I'm over this. There's nothing really attaching us together. We're there because we want to be there. And that's exactly what I'm trying to,
Yeah. Okay.
to convey.
Okay.
I don't know how good or bad we are at solving problems, but we've been through hell and back in a really small time frame. So I'm hoping we have left all the crap behind and we're looking at a better picture, but whatever it is, we can go
because
through
when
it.
we were on St. Louis in my condo, I mean, he flew my son here.
Do you mind talking louder?
Oh, he flew my son here. My son is he's a heroin addict.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
So he flew him here because he had nowhere to go, nowhere to live. Like we were like, okay, let's help him. And that was insanity. Like it was like bringing a tornado of hell into the house.
It was weird.
It was bad. It was very bad
Can
on every
imagine.
level.
I
Like
can imagine.
because he's watching me go through watching my son, which is heartbreaking. I
Yeah,
mean,
that is.
I was a mess over it. And then
Yeah, he's a good kid.
he's a great kid. That's the thing. He's a good human being. He's an amazing human being.
All right. So, external stressors. You could definitely have detailed some. So, let's just say on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'll just have you answer this, Jenny. How much does that affect your relationship? The external stuff. Let's just assume the kid is an external issue as well. How
Yeah.
much does that really like strain the relationship on a scale of 1 to 10?
About an 8.
Pretty high.
About an
Yep.
8.
Yeah, it's
That-
up there.
That is high. Is that a big fear of you guys that could get to a 10?
No.
No, because we're not going to allow that. That's why
We're not
we're
letting
moving
that
out.
That's why you're taking
That's
steps
why
to
we're
fix
moving.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to hear. All right. So, any issues of infidelity or trust?
Not for me.
That's good.
He does like to look at big boob girls on Facebook. And this morning I
I'm
had
gonna
a
start
little
with us.
fun because I wake up way early and he doesn't. So like I'll start manning the phones, his included, as far as, OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace and our eBay. And so I get on his Facebook thing and I could see some girl had like accepted his friend request. And so I said, okay, fine. I said, you want it? And this happens quite often. It's kind of funny. So I said, okay, all right. So I get on the phone and I'm like, okay, there's a big boob friend request. There's a big boob girl friend request. He's got about 30.
But I
He's
was gonna
got
tell
about
you.
30 new friends today.
But I was gonna tell you, she just answered
Never
by
heard
saying
that.
she has Face ID on my phone and she has my password, and I have absolutely nothing to hide. So
No
you
hide.
can dive in as far as you can. I couldn't care less.
It was fun.
So there's no right or wrong answer
So-
here, Jenny. That doesn't bother you.
Nah.
No.
It's like it's funny because
Why?
it's reversed. You're doing.
I'm not
reverse
saying it
roles.
should. I'm not saying it
No
should.
way,
Your
man.
relationship is
Yeah.
your relationship.
Yeah.
That is very. I've never heard someone approach it that way. Oh, he's looking at other
I
girls.
used to get
let me
mad.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, okay, I'll help you.
So out of curiosity, why does it not bother you?
Because he loves me and my boobs are the best anyway.
Ooh, girl. Get it.
Good answer, I guess. So, last few questions on the conflicts. How long do you guys stay angry for?
How long do you guys what?
Stay angry for? Like
Stay angry.
you said
for
20 minutes, so
20
then
minutes to 2 hours. 2 if it's really pissing me off the next day. But normally I wake up and
It's over.
that
Okay.
to me I don't even
days.
recall
so
what the
no
hell happened
argument
the
has
first
ever
day.
lasted more than a day.
Yeah, the first.
Well, outside
Well,
of the
outside of that,
jail
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
never.
No.
Never? That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk finances for a second. We're not going to be super specific, but how do you guys handle your finances as a couple? Is it
In a
We're
shitty way.
learning. We're learning.
you're learning?
We are learning. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Because you
Aw.
have to remember, like, my previous marriages were, it was not good. So it's like I'm learning how to be in a normal relationship with
Okay.
a man for starters, and also
That sounded like lesbian. Right?
That's what she kind of. That's what it sounds. That's.
I heard that when I said it. I did.
I
was
heard that
like,
too, yeah.
no, I know.
Tell them about your past girlfriends.
all of them.
Yes, please.
Ooh, the strippers and the porn
Yeah,
stars.
all
No,
of
I'm
them.
just kidding. It's a joke. No. So yeah, it's hard because I have a very I have a way of doing bills that's completely different than his. Like I'm used to honestly before the whole arrest thing, I made really good money. Like right now, I can't even get my insurance license back. I can't. There's a lot of things I am not able to do. So I'm having to get really creative to make money. That was how we found you guys. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I'm having to recreate myself. Once this is over, it's all going to be wiped clean. I just have to do 13 classes.
Okay.
So, but I'm used to having enough money where I don't really stress too much on like if I want to go out and get a Starbucks, I go get a Starbucks. Like I have a car that has payments of almost $500 a month, and now I have no job. So
So how does that affect the relationship?
it's been a little sticky, but not horrible.
Not horrible.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm against
He hates
buying a car on credit.
Same.
It's like if you can't afford it, just buy a crappy car,
Yeah.
save, and go buy cash another thing later. So
He's
that's
also
my-
not a single woman in Las Vegas who's 40. At the time I bought it, I was 49. He's also not a single woman in Las Vegas
I'm a
who
49
can break down. And
I'm a
it's-
49-year-old
You have the
gay,
down payment
apparently.
for a car.
I'd much rather, honestly, for my safety, I have no issues paying for a car, knowing that I'm not going to be stuck and in danger by myself.
I do hear that, but then we run into a situation like this. So how are we handling it?
This was before we
Of course,
met,
of course.
and I
But
made,
my kind of point is you never know what's going to happen, right? So you could have lost your job just because of COVID, right? You never know. So then how are we handling it now though? That's kind of so. Is Joe? Are you handling all the bills?
No, it's not me. It's us.
Sure,
we're a
and
team.
that's what I
In
wanna hear.
Absolutely.
That's what I wanted to
Every
hear.
respect, we gotta be a team,
Wanted to hear
and
that,
we
yeah.
gotta do our part. And sometimes you have to make the money, and she won't make it. But sometimes she will be the one making money, and you won't be able for whatever reason. So
So is it a mindset of what's mine is his
No.
and vice versa?
it's us. It's us. It's our money. It's our commitments. It's our.
Do you guys share a bank account? Or no, it's
no,
just...
but we have each other's passwords and we can
We
do.
should, because we're just literally
It's the
retarded.
same.
We're like, one's here, one's he's on my bank account on his computer. Like, we're moving money around to pay this, and yeah. So it's kind of, I guess, yeah.
Share
Yeah.
finances, but not like officially got those accounts.
We're just
No, because
lazy.
we're lazy. That's who the
We're
hell
so
wants
lazy.
to spend 4
You gotta go
hours
sit
at
in
the
the
bank?
bank.
Come on.
You guys
We
are
don't
not
wanna
the first
do
to say
that.
that. You are not
Just
the first
sell
to say
the
that.
money to me. That's it.
Yeah,
2
that's what we do.
seconds.
Sell it
Why?
back and forth. The car insurance is due. I need it in the AFCU. Okay, how much do you need? 128.
Easier,
there it
just
goes.
boom, boom,
Yeah,
done.
just sell it there. You know, the car payments due.
It's
All that.
easier, and we're married, so the taxes are not going to be an issue.
We
right?
do need to get a business account though, because we're starting to make decent money with the business, and it's going to be a nightmare for me to do taxes next year, and everything's all over the
Something,
place.
yeah,
Okay,
something to
that's
think
on
about.
your side of the table. You got to go take care of all that.
I'll just get on B of A and open up a business account. and we'll just
I
do
tried that today. It didn't work. That's why I said it's on your side. So you just stepped on it, and I have 2 witnesses, and it's on video.
that.
So
You're going to make me do it.
yeah, I'm gonna make
How
you do
will
it.
you repay me?
I will think of creative ways tonight.
Ways that he cannot talk about on this.
I won't.
Thank you.
He said thank you. He's scared.
So you guys are happy with how you handle your finances, though? You guys have found a good balance there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. So maintaining the spark. So we've only. I'm not even
There's
talking.
something really wrong with us, because I told him what the other day we were talking about it. We're old people
Yep. We're not supposed to be acting like
every day.
teenagers.
Why shouldn't you?
Why?
Every day.
I don't know. That's what menopause is about. It's
You're
done,
You're
so
done.
yeah.
Might as well take it.
Yeah.
yeah, but if you ask anyone, it's normally like
I don't even
All my
wanna touch
girlfriends
it.
have
We're
no
not doing
drive. They're like, I
Yep.
went through menopause and I don't even want that. Like, don't even come. They're like, I don't even want that near me, basically.
it. And you're the complete opposite.
I am 110% the polar
Yeah,
opposite.
we're
It's bizarre.
all over each other.
It's a good bizarre.
Every chance
yeah.
we
That's
can.
good.
Totally
it is.
That's
bizarre.
good.
Like what? And it's funny too, because we'll be in the grocery store in the line. We don't even know we're doing this. We're making out, and we make noises apparently. Like,
At
They're
the
like-
grocery store?
yeah.
Just kissing, not.
Oh, okay. Just like
Okay, I thought you were like making
like
out.
full on tongue.
What does making
No,
out
full on
mean?
tongue. Yes.
Yes, of
Making
course.
out, not just like peck.
Right.
Done.
Correct.
No.
Full on like teenage making out. Like you would think that we were in junior high.
You
or
don't
high
even
school.
realize it.
Nope.
No,
Until
it's
somebody
normal.
goes, God. And then I just look up and I go, oh, God, somebody needs to get some.
Yeah, we're not shy about it.
No, we were up at
Yeah.
Mount Charleston. We went up to the snow a few weekends ago, and some lady got really upset with our makeout session. We just don't, we're not doing it to be,
Of course.
It's just-
just how you guys feel about each other.
it's how we are. And if it's, I don't know, if it's rude, I
And if you don't
guess.
want to look at it, you can always look
Well, that's what I say
towards
when I
some
wear a
other
bikini.
place, right? So
If you don't like the way it looks, you have free will. God gave that to you. You have eyeballs that move left, right, up, and down. Move them that way.
There can be too much for a public, though, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's
no,
not like you're-
no, no.
Okay,
no,
you're not- okay.
No,
It's just
no.
like a simple, like, you know.
Gotcha.
No,
Just
it's just
being married.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah, we're the old weirdos.
We are the old gross weirdos now. Yeah.
So then, basically, I mean, it's only been a year in. You're not really afraid of the spark kind of going away.
I don't think that. Well, that's what we were saying. It's been almost a year, and it's like still. I think it's better.
That's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Awesome. That's kind of all the questions I have. You have anything, but
I don't. No.
anything you guys want to touch on?
Did we overshare?
No.
Oh, no.
Perfect episode. Amazing episode.
No, no, no.
I was restraining myself, so yeah.
Anything you guys want to talk about though?
You were
before-
restraining yourself. Oh, it's not done yet then. I'm just kidding.
No, because the sex part, for example,
Yes.
Max has complained about that.
Actually, that was my
Could
next.
Oh,
you, could
wow,
you be
yeah.
a little less louder? It's
They're
like,
way worse.
can you just use earplugs or something? Because we're on the other side of the.
There's,
Yep.
what do you
Max is
want
his
us-
son, by the way.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, they've complained about. And
Yeah,
we were
we-
quiet.
Well, that'll be
He
a
was
thing.
downstairs. Our bedroom is on top of the living room, so he was on the living room with a friend, and
God.
that's when we realized how noisy we are, I guess. Because I came down after a while towards the living room. And
You realized that you guys had just made your kid need some
they
therapy.
just looked at me and started laughing. And they were like,
That's embarrassing.
didn't you
Yeah.
realize? I was like, didn't I realize what? I was kind of in the moment. So what should I have realized? We had some music and it was really loud. And I'm like, good for you, right? So why are we talking about this? They're like, you didn't hear the music? Nope. That's weird because we could hear you guys. It's like, oh. And it was going on. And it's like, okay, cool. Look at it from this side. You got great genes. You're gonna have fun when you're even
You're
50.
gonna be
So
good
it's-
when you're 50.
Why are we pissed,
Why
right?
are we-
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's been some complaints.
I got
Definitely
there in
another
the tw-
reason to get your own spot.
Yeah.
And we don't
Yeah.
do that on purpose. That's
Of
just like a
course.
byproduct of.
No, and then after it, we got really self-conscious and we tried to keep it low. But
I think that made it
sometimes,
worse.
sometimes the thing is, they're not supposed to be at home, and they are. So
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it's it can
Well,
be a
that's
little
okay because I caught them in the kitchen and she was on her knees. Let's just say that.
bit- Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
definitely-
walked downstairs and that's what I walk into. I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
god!"
no.
Like,
now,
yeah.
now you're afraid to put your pizza on the.
Oh, I don't even
countertop.
want
It's
to
like-
eat down there anymore.
Got it.
Okay, we're over here.
No,
Yeah,
no, you're
sorry.
fine.
No, you guys are great. So I'll give you guys the last word, though. Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you guys want to say before we
Nope.
close it off?
No, thank you for having us.
Awesome. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for coming on.
Thank you guys.